A very, very beautiful evening to you. It is another Thursday, and of course, that time of the day when we deep dive into the world of social media and find out all the hottest, trendiest, and spiciest gossips on the internet. We're going to be going through the streets of Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and all of it to give you all that is hot, trendy, and spicy on the internet. You're welcome to Afia TV Official on Afia TV. My name is Divine Onoha, your queen of great conversations, and of course, it's always a pleasure to be on your faces, giving you all the spiciest gist. And today, as always, every single day on social media, there is something hot, there is something trendy, there is something that we really, really have to talk about, that we really have to dissect on this show. And I'm not going to be doing this alone. I am here with a very special guest, a music artist.
Yep.
None other than the amazing Teddy, Big Teddy. Good evening. How are you?
I'm fine.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
Good to have you on the show.
Thanks.
What are your expectations? Just let me know. What are you expecting from the internet today?
I'm expecting something juicy.
Juicy.
It's been long. I heard some things I'm craving out for things that are very, very, something fishy is going down.
Something fishy. So you're a fan of all the dragging and all the battles going on.
Why not?
I don't deal with toxic people. Anyway, so yeah, it's I don't know. I wanted to say it's been a season of dragging, and I remember that dragging does not have season. Every single day,
dragging keeps on coming
Every single
on.
day, dragging happens. And this is the Yul Edochie's family, of course.
Wow.
Yeah, Ebube Dike sons are doing a whole lot of things.
Son.
And Yul Edochie has been on the internet for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah, all the wrong reasons, yeah.
So this time around, we had KOK on a podcast with Linc here on Afia TV.
Yep.
So, and that video has gone viral. There in the video, KOK was asking him about the family, about all that happened with Yul's marriage and how the family feels about it. Okay. And then we'll hear his response. We have that video. Let's play the video and watch.
Okay.
Your brother Yul Edochie went to get another wife. Mm-hmm. And he's been on the social media raving on her life. And people are asking, are you the first Nigerian to take a second wife or third wife? You all over the social media. Spare us that thing and marry quietly and so on. How do you feel? How does the family feel about this?
Everybody has a right to live as they choose, in all honesty. If a certain decision could hurt someone close to you, you must think about it again and again. We are, a people of culture, Africans. Nothing says you can't do that. But sometimes it might be with the consent of the person closest to you. You feel there's something missing. It's your life. You're an adult. Then there's something, if BDK, my father, kept saying and keeps saying, take your marriage away from social media. Because there's something I learned long ago. If there is something a society loves more than a hero, it's to see the hero fall, fail, or die trying. So be mindful of what you put out there. Because what you don't know, you can't ruin.
You can't, yes.
So let me just briefly analyze what happened here for clarity. Okay. So KOK asked him, what's up? How do you guys feel about Yul's marriage and Yul bringing his stuff on social media and all of that? And Linc Edochie now answered saying that, to be very honest, to me, I don't think Linc really answered the question. He didn't talk about how the family feels. He didn't really go deep. Yeah. To me, he was a bit diplomatic. He went and, but he did mention the fact that their father always said that you should keep your marriage off social media and some other, vital things that he said, which is, in a way, directly or indirectly addressing so many things in people's minds. Yeah. Now, after this video went viral, of course, a lot of people had their comments, some people supporting him and other people, having their own opinions. The interesting part, before we get to the interesting part, I'd like to know what you think about the video generally. What's your first reaction?
Well, my reaction to the video is this. Yul is not a small kid.
Okay.
Yul is not a small kid. And for him to actually upload things secretive about him into the social media, because as an artist, as an entertainer, people can't get enough of you. People can't get enough of you as an entertainer. Be it a musician, be a sport athlete, be it a movie actor. People can't get enough of you. So there's some part of your life that you should keep secret.
Okay, is family one of them?
Family is one of them. You don't exploit every part of your life in the entertainment industry. For example, now, all these gadgets that we use, all these things we get entertained from or with, Afia TV, all the media, entertainment, Netflix, all that stuff. Sometimes it's good for you to get away from them and have a good time with your family. Have a good time with your family. Try to, know your family better, because time goes fast and you don't actually know what's happening. So in reference to that video, what I feel is that Lincoln as well is not trying to paint everything bad about his brother, because it's his brother, for God's sake.
He tried hard not to.
They tried hard not to, punch everything. But KOK is trying to get the juicy part of it. He wants him to bisect and say everything about how the family feels about what is happening. And everybody knows that the family won't feel good about what is happening. Because how can you bring up what's happening in your family up into the media, let everybody say, and after that you're even trying to open a church? Because I heard that he was trying to open a church ministry.
There's nothing you have not opened.
He has opened a church ministry. So that means that somebody, actually, to say my whole truth, he doesn't have a one area of direction in the entertainment industry. He's just doing things as it comes up. He doesn't have a kind of a schedule or programming that he's following.
A plan.
A plan that he's following to, do his stuff about the entertainment. He's just doing things as it comes up. That's what I feel. And
okay, let's just leave it at that.
Okay.
So, in other words, Linc tried hard not to paint Yul black.
They're black, yeah.
That's what you were able to get from the video.
Yeah.
And okay, I must also say that KOK did not press forward. If you notice.
Pressed.
So he did. Did he?
He pressed.
No. When after Linc answered, KOK said okay.
Okay.
You watched it now. Did he ask for that? Did he?
I watched. But for him to actually bring up that issue, that's already pressed hard enough.
Journalist will do.
That's already pressed hard enough.
That's what we all want to know.
See, the most important thing is when you drop that juicy question, when you drop that fishy question, you've already done everything. It's not a must that you start coming with more questions to know that you've gone deep. You've already gone deep.
All right. Okay. So we're just going to take a look at Yul's response.
Okay.
That's the interesting part I was going to talk about. The fact that Brother Yul came out and he had a response after watching that video. And we're just going to read it to you.
Okay.
He said, let me open it. He said, Ndi, keep your marriage off social media. Kwenu. Ndiala. You will hide your marriage inside house. You no still divorce. Your wife no leave you. Cycles. Everybody na advisor for social media. Your own life go dey scatter. You no fit fix am. But you sabi advise other people. If I post my wife 1 million times on my page, how it take concern you? Now you buy me data. I be na your wife I post. Idiots. To continue this, he also said, the one way they sweet una. Now to wear black, gather for person burial. 1 minute silence. The person go turn to hero. But when the person is alive, being happy, his happiness go dey pain una. Thunder fire you. If my post they offend you, hug transformer. What would you make of this?
Well, there are ways to follow this actually. One, Yul is pissed off. He's pissed off, and I can say that he's pissed off for the wrong reason.
For the wrong reason.
For the wrong reason. Why I say he's pissed off for the wrong reason is this. KOK is not a new cat in the industry. There are some things that when people are talking about it, you should listen to them and get good advice from them. Even if KOK has had a marital issue, he sorted it out and nobody knew about it. It was now that Yul said it.
There's been confusion online. Some people wondering, is it Linc that he's referring to, that he's throwing the shade on?
That thing is
KOK? No, what I'm trying to say is the fact that they've managed, both of them have managed to keep their families off social media, just like you're saying.
Yes. So it's not everything that should be brought out to the media. Remember, as an entertainer, they can't get enough of you. And once you give them everything about you, you have no identity left. You have nothing of you that you can consume only you. Because sometimes you consume yourself. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying.
Okay.
When you consume yourself is, as an entertainer, you're always entertaining people. You're always making people laugh. There's some things that you should do to yourself that will make you happy. Because much of all this giving out to people can lead to depression, which you know. Sometimes you see an entertainer wearing a smile on his face, but you don't know that something's eating him deep. Because he doesn't have rest. He has a lot of shows to go to. He has a lot of productions to go to. Those things are stressful. So you should carve out your own space.
Your own space.
With your family, private space. Let nobody know anything happening there. You have to be on your own. That's why I'm saying that he's getting it off wrong. Because I gave him a good advice.
Yeah, good advice.
They give him a good advice.
I actually think the points flew over his head like this.
It flew over his head. He didn't even try to digest it. It
flew over his head because now he's saying that you guys, you two, that you hid your marriage still crashed, you still divorced, and in his mind, he's trying to paint a picture that keeping your marriage off or on social media does not make any difference. Yeah. But he misses the point, which is what we've established here.
Yes.
The fact that whether those guys went through divorce or not. We are not aware. If you hadn't said it online, we wouldn't have known. We wouldn't have made any research to even know who you're referring to if you hadn't brought it online. So nobody is even looking at your marriage, whether you're doing the right thing or not. If you notice now, that podcast, nobody was trying to analyze Yul's situation with May and how Judy Elston came in the picture. Nobody tried to analyze that. It's just a matter of keeping on social media or getting out of social media. And he just allowed it to fly over his head. Oh well. But unfortunately, that is not where it ends.
Okay.
He went ahead to still give more response. We saw this response today. Now, this one was given yesterday or 2 days ago. And today he came back again and he had more to say, obviously to his brother. And in this one, he said, "You're not here to impress anybody. Trying to impress everyone will kill you before your time and people will move on. You must take the decision that will keep you alive. A man has his reasons for everything. Don't stay where you will die just so you can impress people. That's foolishness. And when you take decisions, you stand by it. Leave people to talk, concern you." Continuing, he said, "So when people ask you about your family, tell them to mind their business. Great people don't castigate their family, their brother, sister, parents, children, etc. in public." He's referring to Linc, of course. Great people don't castigate their family. Now, small-minded people, they do no matter the pressure, family stays together. And he also, there was a part where he talked about Davido. Have you not observed that Davido comes out with his uncle and each time they're in public, they hug and they dance and they never bring their family issues online? So basically he was telling his brother that you're not supposed to bring your family online no matter what happens. You're not supposed to castigate your family. Now, this has generated mixed reactions. Some people thinking Linc did not say anything as far as we are concerned. Some people are thinking that Linc did not even say anything. Linc did not wash your dirty linens outside. And there are other people now thinking that, he's actually correct. You shouldn't castigate your family no matter what. Linc should not have even granted that interview. Or even while he was, on the interview, if KOK asked him that question about his family, he should have said, no, I'm not. They wouldn't force him at the end of the day. And now there are other people saying that at the end of the day, you were the first to bring your family online. You were the first to castigate your family. But let me hear what you have to say concerning this. Before we check, the comments are very interesting.
For me, what I have to say about this is both you and his brother, Linc Edochie, I know them.
Okay, personally?
I know them personally.
Wow.
I know Ogadagidi personally. That's my daddy in the Nollywood industry.
Okay.
I know him personally. Pete, Yul and Linc Edochie, they are not small boys. They are not small boys. So for the fact that Lincoln came on the podcast with KOK and he said what he said, y'all should even be thankful to him that he didn't even go in deep with analyzing all the stuff that he analyzed on the podcast. Because if I was telling you, if I was Linc Edochie, I will hit it so hard that I will explain everything that happened and why he shouldn't do it.
Wow.
Then firstly, him actually saying he made some points. To be truthful to you, he made some points like family should actually,
sort things out
in private and whatever. But this is a podcast, for Christ's sake. He has to say what he has to say. He has to, give us that thing that we want to hear. To know that he himself has excluded himself from that kind of acts that you all did. I don't know if you're getting me. He has to stand his ground. He doesn't have to indulge in something that is filthy. You understand what I'm saying? That's my back end for Linc.
So in other words, okay.
In other words, Yul Edochie should have not, for any time in his life, bring his family to the social media. It's very, very wrong of him. And their father is a very cultured man. Pete Edochie is a very cultured man. He's the Ogadagidi. He started from ESBS and he has made it to the international scene, if not everywhere. All the corners of the world, they know him. So with a father figure like that, you should be mindful of things you do. You shouldn't put up things just anyhow on social media. You understand? You have a family to represent. You have a legacy to back. You understand? He went directly and started posting things about his family and trying to make content out of it. Because that is content that him and his wife, they're making, and they're making huge lots of money out of it. So he shouldn't indulge in such things. If you want to open a family program, let it be known that you're doing a family program. Yes, this is a family program. You watch family programs in DSTV that you will see in, is it E! Channel, the Kim Kardashian? We all know that this is a family program. They talk about everything that happens in their family. You know that this is a family program. It's rated PG. It's not rated 18. You understand?
Okay.
And if it is rated PG, people will want to indulge. The whole family will want to watch.
I think you're even going too far when you're talking about
I'm not going too far.
Family shows.
See, he should make it look like a family show, not make it look like it's a break-off, like between him and his two wives.
But there was a break-off somewhere.
There is a break-off somewhere, but he should make it more organized. Not giving us the beat. I don't even know. People are confused about it.
You are even confusing me at this point.
But you understand what I'm saying?
No, I don't understand. Because this is what we're saying here.
Okay.
We've just agreed that he shouldn't have brought it online.
No.
And if you wait, if you start from the beginning...
I'm saying that he shouldn't have brought it online, but if he wants to make this a family program, there's a way you make things a family program. It
cannot be a family program.
Understand what I'm saying?
He's shading somebody.
He's shading somebody, I know. But if you come to Kim Kardashian, if you watch Kim Kardashian on E!, there's a way they analyze and do their things. You see, even the beat band and everything is well organized.
Yeah, that is for... Hold on.
You understand what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying?
I get you. Wait, just listen. That is for a very, very organized... they planned it.
He should do it. Them doing it. Do they have two heads?
Wait now. Wait.
Them doing, do they have two heads?
Before we talk about the advice that we're giving to him, okay. I want us to come back a bit.
Okay.
And there's something I wanted to say concerning this thing you said.
Okay.
Now, Kim Kardashian, their show that you're making reference to, I want to believe that they had a plan and then they came online. But Odogu or Otiegu's own was not like that. It was from the whole divorce issue, the whole him sleeping with Judy and getting a son, and then it resulted to this. I don't know if he has a plan. But before we start advising him, I'd like us to go back to something that you said.
Okay.
We're going back to his post.
Okay.
Because I don't want us to veer too far away from what we're talking about. Now, on his post, you said that he made certain points, which is the fact that Lincoln shouldn't have said stuff about the family. So we've watched the video. I just want you to, pick a side. Did he say stuff about Yul's family or not?
People say things in idioms, you understand? He said what he had to say, but what he said has reference to Yul's family.
To Yul's family?
Yeah, in a glimp way, like in a nutshell. Not like in a big way. He just threw it in a small way.
Yeah, he quoted a proverb.
And
so is that considered talking about one's family online?
To me, I wouldn't generally say it's considered as talking about someone's family online, but he's trying to throw something to his brother. If you are someone that is well-learned, educated, and you know someone is talking to you directly, even though he's quoting it with an idiom, you should think about what he said. Let him know that he's having you in mind, that he doesn't want to paint you black on air.
Okay.
So he said what he said in a way that you should think about it, and people will equally know that he's talking about his brother, but he didn't go deep into it.
Okay.
So that's what I feel.
Okay. And you think that is okay? Or he should have just said...
It's okay.
Oh, that's
okay.
Perfect.
It's
All
okay.
right. Sorry, we're running out of time, but let's just take a look at a few comments and then we call it a wrap. All right. The first comment we have here says, this is by May Nation. She said, says a man who begged Queen May, both publicly and privately, not to leave him trying to change the narrative that he left her. Why did you beg her if she wanted to buy you? Of course, this is in reference to what he said about running away when you are about to die. That is him trying to change the narrative, obviously. The next comment here says, no matter how my family member bad rich, I no go fit cast them for public. Truth be told, his brother should have just said no comment. Is Mr. KOK still married? What's his business with you's business? And finally, normally that's in brother, no try. That's in brother. Now, okay, this is a bit harsh. Family is family no matter what. So there are so many vulgar things here. So we're just going to skip this comment. But basically, we had a lot of comments in support and against. But I've heard what you had to say, and you feel it was done good. I also think it was okay. I think he tried. He tried his best. Because if he had said no comment, we'll still drag him. Say, oh, you're protecting. You know, so at the end of the day, I think there's no way he would have escaped the dragging. Yeah. But thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much.
A pleasure.
It's a pleasure. I wish I can do this more often.
Okay, we'll see to it. Okay. Thank you so much, viewers, for joining us today again. Ensure that you join us tomorrow and every other weekday, Monday to Fridays, 5:30 p.m. on Afia TV, DSTV 254, and GoTV 17. Don't forget to follow us on social media at Afia TV Official. And my Enugu story is coming hot, and you don't want to miss it. If you're a creative, don't miss it. Go to our pages, go to our website, and try your best to submit your entries before it is too late. Thank you once more for joining us. My name is Divine Onoha. To have a lovely evening ahead. Bye.